Messi. Oh, brilliant skill from Lionel Messi. Surging forward with real menace here. Brilliant from Messi. Oh, what a goal that is!
Yes, good evening. Savva here from Football Heritage TV, joined by Bobby K from the Free Spurs Boys.
Hello.
And Kate from Just a Girl Who Loves Spurs. And there's little Percy on her lap as well. Big up to Kate, Percy and Bobby K. We're going to be joined by Barry, Nick, Ange Postecoglou, whatever you want to call him a bit later. Sean should be dropping by as well. And just to let you know that for some reason, StreamYard and YouTube are not linking up again. This happened a couple of weeks. And unfortunately, what it means is I can't see all the comments. This is the last comment I can see, by the way. And I know that in the back of the studio of YouTube, there's been many, many more since. So you'll have to bear with me on that one. And I'll ask for my guests to help me out, because it's showing me that there's 0 viewers, but I know in actual fact there's already 215 people. Big up, Kate. How you doing? You all right? You well?
Yeah, good, thank you. Doing well, buzzing after today's result. So yeah, all good in the hood.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Bobby, you've been whining, you've been moaning, you've been abusing me for a long time now. How are you?
I'm very good, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me on, and I appreciate you reaching out to my community and our people and allowing us to grace this beautiful show.
Listen, you know me. I'm always trying to do bits for the community, my friend. I'm always trying to do bits. Listen,
sorry,
guys,
I did have to read this quickly, right?
Go for it.
It was the message you sent me earlier. I mean, sorry, a message I had prepared. Thank you, Mr. Savva, letting us people coming into the community and opening your doors and showing the world that everybody is accepted, no matter how deluded the fan is. Wait a minute. What do you mean how deluded I am? Bobby, you've lost the plot. Oh, I can't read the rest of this.
Oh, dearie me, Bobby. Big up to Bobby K in the house. Listen, we were top for a few hours. And how Spursy is it? And I'm going to use that word, that in the day that when we're top.
Language.
And all we needed was Brighton, who are brilliant, to beat West Ham, who are not at home. And West Ham go and spank them 3-1, and West Ham are top on goal difference. Listen, it's not going to take our edge off. Big up to you. Kate, talk to me. Today, how do you feel? 2-0, based off of last week's 2-0. It's great, isn't it? Isn't it good to be a Spurs fan right now?
Oh, it's brilliant. I thought, particularly today, I thought the back line were excellent. I thought Romero and Van der Ven were sensational today. They looked so comfortable. I've been Romero's, not his biggest critic, Savva, because that's you, but I've been up there as one of his critics.
High standards.
Yeah. That he's a bit rash. And I did say, I thought when they brought Van der Ven in that he would calm him down. Once Romero knows he's got someone next to him that he can trust, and I think that's what's happened. I don't know how I've done that. I've managed to teleport Savva. I mean, we're in charge.
Okay.
Once you subscribe, it's go.
Do you want to be Savva or do I get to be Savva?
No, you can be Savva.
I can be Savva? Okay.
Yeah,
sorry.
go on.
Oh, sorry, in that case. I am beautiful. I am knowledgeable. I know a lot about the football. Oh, he's back.
Shh.
Yeah, so I'm desperately trying to fix this problem. Look, I've managed to get all the comments now up until 8 minutes past 8, so I'm here. But for some reason, it's just not connecting. So apologies, Kate. Sorry, as you were.
Did you go out of StreamYard and come back in, and it's still?
Yeah. It's not having any of it. So I can see all the comments. I just can't put them up. Yeah, I can't bring them up. I'm afraid at the moment.
Okay.
Go on, Kate. Go on.
Right. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Van der Ven, I think, looks like he's played for us for at least a season. He looks so comfortable at the back. So that was great to see. I thought Maddison was outstanding. Still a bit concerning that we haven't scored a goal, our forwards. Obviously, Kulu nicked that goal. That was the best thing he did all game. But Richie's still, he's not cutting the mustard for me. But without focusing on anything negative, it's a great result. Love what Ange said after the game. And all happy clapping over here.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, isn't it? I mean, Bobby, look, the difference a summer can make. I felt like there was a lot of fans, including myself. I was one of the main one, like down about Tottenham. Where are we going? What are we doing? Who's our new manager going to be? How do we play any football with this squad? And 3 games. That's all we've had. We've had 3 Premier League games, and it feels like everyone is so optimistic about this football club.
Trouble's on, man. The trouble's on, baby.
So I keep hearing.
It's on. You know what? One summer, and what a difference. I'm going to say 3 additions to the back line make with Udogie, Van de Ven, and I'm going to say Porro as well, because we didn't expect him to be a defender.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, 2 games in a row, he showed, and just teaching him how to defend, and he's learning.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, absolutely.
Pleasant surprise. We're able to make a player better in 2 games. Hallelujah.
But the thing is, you've got to add Vicario into that mix as well.
Wrote him off before, right after preseason. A lot of people were saying he's not good enough. Why didn't we get Raya? Why are we not even sticking with Lloris? I saw some comments, and there was a lot of hate for him. And you know me, I'm always deluded, happy clapper, and stay positive. Hell, I was even behind Ndombele and hoping that Ange might be able to get a tune out of this kid finally. I've finally jumped off that bandwagon and off the Ndombele train and hoping he'll get something. But it's nice to see that this guy's quickly improving players and they're responding. What a bonus. What a treat.
And I'll tell you what, the best thing about it, first of all, smash the like button. If we can't get a like after a 2-0 win and being joint top of the table, when are we ever going to get a like? Big up to everyone as well. A couple of people have just subscribed. So please keep liking, keep subscribing. There's 315 of you in here at the moment. We're growing by the minute and only 83 likes. And every 5 minutes, I will drop out and come back in so that the comments refresh in StreamYard. Sorry that it needs to be like that, but listen, it's not my program. It's YouTube.
Did you want me to put on a nicer shirt or something like that if I got to represent you while you're gone?
No. You look good as
gel
it
up
is.
a bit.
No. You don't need to gel up. Just
I got a nice shirt yesterday. I can wear that for the show.
No, it's okay. Listen, I like people like you and Sean in your hats. It's great. Why not? I just look like
too lazy to comb our hair.
I look like a pillock in a hat. I really do. I cannot pull it off at all. I tell you what. The best thing about all of this is Ange Postecoglou is just so down to earth. Like, he went into that studio after the game, and I don't know if you've both seen this when he's talking about, what happens with the inverted fullbacks, and he's like, I just copy Pep. Like, it's such a breath of fresh air, and I feel like everyone's behind him. Even those that were, but he's from Celtic and he's never done it in a big league. I feel like everyone now is realizing who this man is, right?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I was a bit on the fence. I didn't know too much about him. Once we were linked with him, I started looking into him and liked what I saw. But at the same time, I was still a bit reticent because, he's not played in Europe or a European league. I just am in love with the guy. He's just so genuine. Everything feels like it's off the cuff. There's no rehearsal with him. He says it how it is. And I think the players are bought into it. And I think the fans have massively bought into it already. And it's only literally been a matter of weeks. So the future's bright, I think.
I mean, that's a good point, Kate, in terms of the players buying into it. Because Postecoglou actually said today that he's not going to force players to buy into it. They have to want to buy into it themselves. And it's not that he's done anything special. He's just he's allowing them to play and allowing them to fall in love with his idea of playing football again. And that in turn is making us as fans, Kate, fall in love with not with Tottenham again. We've always been in love with Tottenham, but fall in love with watching Tottenham again.
Yeah. And it's so nice because every player has got a smile on their face. You can see they're enjoying their football again. And at the end of the game, they're all cuddling and it just feels like we're a proper unit. And I can't believe the turnaround in the space of such a short period of time. But I don't know what Ange does, but I don't know about Poch being magic. I actually think Ange might be a bit of a magician on the quiet.
Magic.
Oh, look, we're gonna start already. Yeah, who's Poch? What's his name? Who's he
You
managing?
know what, though? But we wrote off Poch before he came, didn't he? You know, from Southampton, from here, he did what pedigree did he have? Blah blah blah. Look at the 5-year affection we had for him, and the pain it was when he left, and the pain we felt when he went to Chelsea, and we didn't bring him back in. So, you know, Jim, and it's so refreshing and great to see what's going on.
No, don't big up Jim, Bobby. Like we just get hi Savva and Bobby, and Kate gets called gorgeous. I don't care if he's your other half. Where's the nice things about me and Bobby, Jim? Where's our compliments?
You know what? I have to say, Savva, legitimate question.
It's a
Savva,
really good question.
Sorry, Jim, I take back my thumbs up.
Absolutely. Look, Bobby, listen, you're right. Poch was who is this guy? Everyone wrote him off, and now people this summer were pining for him. Yeah. Now I'm not on that train. I'm not hearing his name anywhere. His name is nowhere.
No.
Well, you hear it from Chelsea fans saying, "Here, do you want him back?" That's about it.
Listen, they're winning the league again. They beat Luton 3-0, so they're winning the league again.
That's it. Trouble's on.
Look, let's talk about the game then. The team news came out, Kate. The same 11 as last week. There was lots of talk about, is James Maddison going to be fit? Should he play? If not, we've got a game on Tuesday. Maybe he gets rested. Nope, none of that. Same 11. And it looked like the right call, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to Ash Matic yesterday on my show, and he didn't think Maddison would start, but I said that I thought he would. The thing is, if you're playing well and everything's working, why change it? If you can play the best players and they're gelling. I mean, Porro could have lost his place today to Royale, but he's stuck with Porro. And I think it was the right it's proved to be the right decision, but it would have been exactly what I would have done. Quick, be Savva again. You can be Savva again.
No, listen, when I drop out, keep going.
Oh yeah, we're gonna keep going. No worry. We got this, baby. Don't worry.
Don't worry, we don't.
I've got no way of now I can see super chats. Now I can see comments. I'll have to do it every sort of 7 or 8 minutes. So please ignore me.
We don't let it go quiet. Don't worry.
Savinder, take over. You got it, baby.
He's not even joking.
I don't doubt it.
But yeah, like I say, it's exactly. I would have done the same thing. I'd have kept it exactly as it is. Porro had earned his place there. Maddison, you know, he was fit. They'd said he was fit, so he's got to start. And yeah, it proved to be the right decision. So good old Ange.
Yeah, he's done really, really well. I mean, one thing I like about him, Bobby, he saw that we'd started to lose direction a little bit at the beginning of the second half. The first 10, 15 minutes, let's be honest, Bournemouth, I was worried. I thought they were going to get back into it. And then he made the change. We'll talk about Richarlison a bit later, but he made the change, took off Richarlison. And immediately after he did that, the front three, along with Maddison and the two fullbacks, started to click a bit more, didn't it? He realised it needed freshening up, and it completely changed the game, the subs.
Isn't it absolutely crazy that we have a manager that made subs when they needed to be made? And before the 80th minute?
Yeah.
And he brought on players that we were happy to see come on, that changed the game positively for us. This is getting crazy. Yeah. This is getting crazy. You know what I mean? But that just shows you how long we've been starved of that.
Yeah.
You know, my only concern with this is the big picture to it, Savva, is that was it just the managerial change that needed to be made now? And look how everything is going, and look how good it is, and the sun is shining, and the clouds have parted now. But fantastic. So I worry that will that be Levy's leverage now to put the brakes on any more movement?
But I tell you, this is the big thing. Like, listen, what I don't want to do is I don't want to go from what is such a good time in terms of 2 wins and a draw, 2 clean sheets in a row, joint top of the table, albeit after 3 games, but with Burnley coming up, Sheffield United coming up. You know, I do worry about that. Because already, listen, I put out a video straight after the game, a reaction video with Henry Wright, and some of the comments I start seeing, it's almost as though people have got that little button that they use in Men in Black, you know, that makes you forget everything. You know that?
The flasher.
And all of a sudden, people going, do you know what? I don't actually think we need any more signings. And you're like, oh, no.
Hold on.
Let's not fall into that trap that we've had a good start. Do you know what I mean, guys? Like, we've got to leverage from a position of strength, surely, right?
Well, we can't expect this starting 11 to start every single game, every cup competition as well, midweek, and then continue to progress on all sides. It's not going to happen. They physically cannot handle that.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are, what player you are in the world. Players simply cannot handle that. There's too, especially in the Premier League, where it's a physical league.
Yeah. Yeah. No, listen, I mean, Kate, look, the thing for me is this. There are fans that will look at this and go, oh, everything's fine. We're good. Everything's fine. We don't need anything. I'm the sort of person that looks at it and goes, everything's good, but now you go, here we are with this building block. Now add this layer on top as well. Where could, I'm not asking you like where we could finish this season, but we could have a brilliant season because this team to me looks like it needs, I still think you need one centre half. Yes. I still think I would worry if Van der Ven or Romero were out.
Yep.
And it desperately needs one or two in the forward areas. I think we need a winger and a striker to really make us dangerous.
Now you're being negative.
Yeah, I know. My bad, Bobby. My bad.
Even when Udogie went on the floor and went off, there was a mass panic. It was like, oh my God, what if he's injured? Who's going to come in? Yep. There's no strength in depth. We need to definitely get some more signings in. I just imagine Levy sitting there going, look how well we're doing. We don't need anyone else. We're sitting there pretty and joint top. But yeah, definitely. I mean, we need someone up front. Richarlison, no matter how many people tell me that he's got heart and passion, he's never going to cut it. He's not good enough.
We're going to get to him. We're going to get to him. I want to get positives in before we talk about this guy because, I can't. Yeah, I'm in a good place mentally.
Yeah, I want to stay there.
I'm in a good place at the moment, Kate. Don't bring it down yet, all right? We're not using the R word. We're not doing the R word just yet.
Okay. But yeah, for me, we need at least 2, maybe 3 players before the end of the window. Do I see it happening? I can see 2. I'm not sure if I see any more than that. Bobby looks shocked. I've even said 2.
Yeah,
That's about 2 more than I'm expecting.
I mean, what have we got now? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Right? We've got 6. Listen, if this was a working week, if this was any normal job, you'd go, right, you've got 1 working week and a Sunday to sort out all of your business. And that's going to be ins, outs. Listen, just quickly, Aaron, big up to you. I am aware, by the way, there are other super chats. Next time I jump out and jump back in, I'll be able to read them out. I know it's mental. It's not me. It's YouTube. I promise I am not this unprofessional. But big up. There are 398 of you in the chat. Only 137 likes. So please smash that like button. And guys and girls, I'll tell you what we'll do. Look, let's do this. Sorry, when I do this, by the way, the reason I cover my screen is because you do not need to see my revenue and my data, right? So we're on 10,380. We need to get that to 10,400 by the end of the show. That's 20 people. That's that. 20 people, all right? I nearly went. I'll
help you. That's why you 20, got me here for the numbers. Yeah, I know.
20.
Bring the Indian guy, help you with the math. I get it.
Absolutely. So Aaron has said, question. Big up to you, Aaron, as well. Long time, mate. Hope you're well. Do you think today's front 3 will be starters this time next season? Or do you think Ange needs to replace for his system to really gel? Early, I know, only 3 games in. For me, guys, I'll come to you two. We'll answer this question. For me, I don't think this 3 will be the starters in 2 weeks' time. Like, I feel like there's going to be movement. I don't think that front 3 will grab enough goals throughout the season. I thought the front 3 again. I don't want to go too deep into Richie yet, but I thought the front 3 by and large today was again the weakest part of the pitch. But what do you guys make of this question?
Ladies first.
And keep going. I will drop out and come back in.
Yeah, do your thing, man. Yeah, do your thing.
For me, excuse me, I don't think that they will be the 3 starters for next season. I do think there'll be some changes this season. For me, I mean, Solomon's not getting any time. Kulu is so predictable. I've just, well, I'm not going negative. I think Sonny, for me, he's losing his pace. I don't want to write him off, but he is losing his pace. So I don't know. We'll have to see come the end of the season. But I would say 99.9% that those three will not be starters this time next season. 99.9%.
I'm betting 100. I'm betting 100% that the three of them aren't starters come January. I think it would be foolish for to not back him properly when we're seeing the positive changes that he's made with the squad, and the fact that we know that he has the ability to convert players and make them better. Give him the tools he needs then, and if that means getting in a young player I don't want to say Jonathan David because I don't see much of a difference between him and Richie, but this gift or band kid that everybody's going on about, I didn't know squat about him until I started looking into him this week and watching some videos. He can play off the wing, he can play in the middle, and 35 million. It's I don't understand how this isn't a done deal, but I think there's going to be something that's going to switch up definitely in that front three, because I keep saying that this, I believe it's a decoy system right now that they're being used as just to stretch the team, but I can't see that continuing. Like, Ange will switch that and realize teams will figure that out and play to it. So then we're going to need our forwards to get involved in the game and not just stretch defenses kind of thing and make runs, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the key thing for me, and first of all, thanks, Aaron, for the super chat. I will get to all the others. I've literally logged out, come back in, and there's 6 more. So apologies. I'll try and do it only every 10 minutes, but I do lose comments along the way. But look, for me, I think that can you get away all season without your front three scoring a goal? No, I don't think you can. I think that it's great while the midfielders and defenders are chipping in, but you've got to start grabbing goals. Now, yes, Kulu grabbed a goal today. I don't want to be negative about him. I think that's hopefully going to spur him on for his confidence. But again, I do think that the front three, it just didn't gel. Richie's unable to hold the ball up. Kulu doesn't take his man on for love nor money. And Sonny, for me, looks, I'll say it, the last 2 games, Sonny, for me, looks like an absolute passenger on the left wing. But when he moved in both games into the front, into the central areas, I thought then he came alive. Yeah. Then he went and played on the right, the left, dropped deep, linked up play. For me, I would definitely start the next game with Sonny through the middle and Perisic on the left. But hey, to answer Aaron's question, I don't want to see this front three in a week, let alone next season. Just for me. Let me get some super chats. So big up, Aaron. Thank you so much for yours. El Dante has said, VDV, Doggy, Vicario arrive. We can now defend. Early days, but it's looking promising. Early days. Exactly. Yep. I don't want to get carried away, but it certainly looks like that we've got a team now that looks like it is that is gelling well together and that actually wants to defend, which I think last year, a lot of the time I looked at and they didn't want to. Donna Cullen is in the chat with a couple of quick fire super chats saying, big hello to my brother, Mr. Bobby K. I didn't know you were the brother of Donna Cullen.
Because what happened is, Savva, she got caught skanking herself out between you and I. And when she would be on shows that I was in and you weren't around, all of a sudden it's, oh, Bobby, I love you much. Oh, very good. And then all of a sudden over here, it's all about Savva, and she got caught. So I said, look, it's over. So
it can't be both of us.
All yours, brother. It's all yours. Yeah. Margot, sorry, you got competition if you listen, by the way.
My missus finds it hilarious, the Margot Robbie account, who's not been in for a while. Maybe they make an appearance tonight. Who knows? So big up Donna for that one. Another one said, Sav, you seem to be in really good energy tonight. Why not? Spurs have won. We're second in the league. I'm watching good football. I've got good company. What more do you want? And Donna Cullen's come back in with a third and said, Mr. Savva, there is a magic about you. There is a magic about you undescribable. Okay. All right. Okay. If ever I go missing, right? If ever I do go missing.
Donna, did you
Find out whose account this is, right? Find out whose account this is. But big up to the Donna Cullen account. And then some bloke called Jim has come in and said, Savva, Ange has won everywhere he's been against teams that were on paper better than his teams. So why not at Spurs as a proper football brain? Look, I think that there's only so much you can do without the tools. I think this guy's brilliant. And my point in all of this, Jim, is imagine you give him just a few more tools. Imagine you give him a really good winger that can beat his man and like a Matoma. I'm not saying him. I'm just saying like that sort of a player. And imagine you give him a bloke that actually gets in the box and can actually control the ball and finish. I think then you've got a team that you start looking at and the rest of the league starts getting worried about, Bobby.
Yeah.
Big
100%.
up, Jim. Much love.
Yeah. And why not have that hope and think that, yeah, if we give him the right tools. We've screamed about that with the last few managers. Give him the tools, give him the tools, give him the tools. But too many tools were required. It seems like this guy's come in and said, all right, if this is what I got, I can work with a bit of it and let's change a bit of it. Instead of what the previous ones were, it's just full clear out. And us as fans almost lost faith in the entire squad. So now we're seeing that there's pieces of the puzzle that are there, that are going to work. Let's add, let's not screw this up like we did under Poch, where we didn't add when the pieces of the puzzle were there. This is our second chance. This is Levy's big second chance. You know, God knows he's been getting ample opportunities, but this is his big second chance to fix the first mistake in this exact same bracket, is what I'm saying. Where you have somebody now.
Hang on. So this is his second chance in this bracket, but the 10 brackets before where he also had second chances.
No, yeah? But no. What I'm saying is, Savva, this is Levy's smallest opportunity to make a big change, is what I'm saying. It's we have to trust with it.
No, okay. Sorry.
I thought you already
we'll get into it.
I was like, no. I saw this from my mother. I give it right back to you, okay?
Just call me daddy. Come on my
show. I need a brown guy. Then I'll give you my finger.
Everyone is welcome here at Football Heritage TV.
No, but Bobby, Savva,
could you quickly tell everyone, Bobby? There's 448 people, right? There's only 190 likes. Okay, do you remember what number we were on just now? Do you remember what number of subscribers we were on?
380. We needed 20.
Look at that. Look at that.
It's not moved.
It's not moved.
All right.
Unbelievable. Where's the love?
I'll do the like part of it.
Kate
can handle the sub part of it. So, folks,
cool. Let's do this.
I'm just going to take this one opportunity here while I'm kindly been invited on to the Football Heritage. Just want to say, please to smashing the like button. What else are you ever going to get free from an Indian guy? Free. It's free. Hit the damn button, please. Thank you.
Thanks, Bobby. Lovely. Kate?
And I'm going to say, look at that face. How can you not subscribe? Look. Please subscribe. Look. Please subscribe.
Look.
You don't know. That's Jim, by the way.
That's Jim. Yeah.
Please subscribe.
He's cuter. Jim's cuter.
When Jim's out of shot, then down there, he's on his little pug phone making comments. Big up, guys. Let's have the conversation before we move to some more really good, positive stuff. Let's have that conversation then. Look, Richarlison is. Listen, guys and girls, right? We every team has weak links, right? But for me, when I watch this Tottenham team play, and for as average as I think Kulu and Son have been, Richarlison for me is just overwhelmingly standing out as the weak link to everything that breaks down on him. He can't control a football. He's lashing out now at people we saw today. What do we do about this conundrum, Kate? What happens with Richarlison?
It's so difficult because he's obviously shot of confidence. There's no doubt about it. So he's trying extra hard to score. He's trying too hard, which is making him, well, I don't even know if I believe what I'm saying. I just don't think he's good enough. I want to believe what I'm saying, but I don't think he's good enough. I have this discussion with Jim every single day because Jim really wants him to do well. And I know he says, give him time, but I don't think it matters what we do. He is not good enough for us. He is a bottom half of the table team. striker for me. So, I mean, the only thing for me is to drop him. And everyone says, well, you can't because he's so low on confidence. But, I mean, he's got to go. For me, he's got to be sold and we've got to get in somebody better. I don't know what else we can do.
Kate, listen, as you brought up what Jim said, and he's your other half, I feel like I can go in a bit harder now. Listen, when people like Jim say, and he's not the only one, loads of people seem to say this whole give him time. For me, this isn't a new player that's 18 years of age, that's come from another league, and we're all going, oh, well, you know, he's got to settle. This is a guy that's been in the Premier League for 6 years. This is a guy that I've never rated. So all of this, give him time. I agree. I just don't think he's very good at all. I don't think this is a confidence issue. I don't think this is he's got the ability. We're not just seeing it. I just don't think he's done it anywhere he's been. I think he's a poor player.
Yeah, I mean, I said that to Jim. I mean, Jim did say, "Oh, you know, because when we signed him, it was like a bolt out of the blue." And Jim was so like, "Wow, we've signed Richarlison." I was a bit underwhelmed because I've never liked him. I've never rated him. He spends more time on the floor moaning, as far as I'm concerned. But he didn't realise at the time that his most prolific season was 13 goals. But I don't see any sign that there's anything there. There's not any. Like, I don't see a glimpse of magic and think, oh, you know, if we see more of that. But I don't see anything. I just think he's just not good enough. And so it doesn't matter what we do. He's just not good enough.
Yeah, I mean, Bobby, listen, it's horrible because you want every player at Spurs to succeed. But unfortunately, life doesn't work like that. Players are sold, players come and go. How long can this go on with him dropping these horrible performances up front?
I think we're down to 3 options with him that are very basic and very simple for Ange. 1, bench his ass. 2, physically go on there and just kick the ball in for him into the net and give him credit for the goal if that's what it needs, his confidence boost, if that's what it's going to take. Or 3, I would say switch him and Sonny. Push him out to the left. Let's see if he can put the ball into the box or playing off the wing because Sonny's been doing fantastic in the middle. If we're adamant that we're going to start him in the front 3, then let's see what happens when we put him out there because he's not doing it in the middle. Sonny's not looking well on the left. All front 3 just look disjointed. So if we're adamant that we're going to start the 3, let's swap the 3. All 3 can play in all 3 positions. So let's start moving them around. Let's start happening more in the game as well. You know, let's start. You see that at I know lower levels. You don't see it as much as a professional level, but you'll always see players kind of switching over and interlining, screwing with defenses. I can see Ange, you know, using that and making it work for him. But the whole thing about waiting on him, I've been saying that as well. I'm hoping he'll come good, even if it's 15 goals. The fact that other people are contributing to the goals, that'll make up for the 30 for Kane. But other people are now contributing, but they're not contributing up at the front, which means that we're not going to get that 30 that we need. So that gap is not going to be filled. All we're going to get is the ones that make up maybe 50, hopefully 60% of what there is to make up from the Kane loss. So unless we do something to get this front 3 clicking or another player in to join that front 3, we are going to run into problems and it's going to cause issues for us. And it's, again, we're going to go 2 losses and we're right back down the negativity lane. You know, it happens really quickly for us. We're really, really good at turning on ourselves and bringing in that black cloud mentality. So
yeah, it's strange. It is strange, right, Kate? Because look, the team is playing well, but you just get the feeling that in these moments it's okay. In the teams, I think in the teams you've played against, I think when we play a bigger team, I think when we play better teams, I just think Richarlison's going to be so out of his depth. And that minute before he got subbed, where the ball went into him, he miscontrolled it and rolled his foot over it accidentally. He fell. The defender got the ball and then he lashed out at him. And I just thought to myself, you've got to get off. And to be fair, Postecoglou went, nah, you're coming off. You chuck Perisic on. Perisic, listen, I'm not saying everything he does is great, but he's a proper winger that when he gets it, he tried, can I go on the outside? Can I come on the inside? He makes his defender think. And Son looks so much better through the middle. Son looks, I don't care what anyone says. I'm going to say it. Sonny is not a scary wide left player anymore.
No.
I'm sorry, he's not. through the middle.
He's lost something.
Yeah, but through the middle, I think we've got something like. So, do you think the next game, Kate? I mean, look, we've got Fulham on Tuesday night. Yep. Would you try that Perisic on the left and get Sonny through the middle and let Richarlison sit and have a think about what he's done, like a naughty child?
I mean, he'd be dropped straight away if it was me. I'd be savage. I mean, I'm just a bit like that. I think if you can't have passengers in the Premier League, well, even in the Cups, you just can't. And I can see the frustration in Richie. He's obviously that sort of person. He's Brazilian. He's got the passion there. If he lashes out and gets a red card, his confidence is going to get shot even more, and the fans are really going to turn. So he needs a spell on the bench. Need to get him away from that first game at the minute. He's just not cutting the mustard.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, we are going to, last part of that jigsaw we'll talk about is Kulusevski. Then we will move to the midfield because the midfield conversation is brilliant. It's a real positive one. So stick with us, people. Before I come to you, Bobby, Donna Cullen one more time and said, Mr. Savva, my dream is a threesome with you and Romero. I mean, it's just getting weird, like really, really weird. Donna Cullen, you calm down over there, all right? Oryx Beats.
No, but keep sending the super chats, Donna. That's all good.
Yeah, keep sending the super chats, but just say less weird things, right? Oryx Beats, massive supporter of the channel. Big up to you. I said at this point, I swear, even Levy will be a better striker than Richarlison. And unfortunately, this is what happens when you keep persisting with a player like that. I know fans want to be, he's going to come good, but I think a lot of other fans start losing patience fast. Big up to you, Oryx Beats. And then Daniel Steen has said, Savva, Maddison is the shadow captain, challenging every player. Listen, we're going to talk about Maddison right after we talk about Kulu. I completely agree with this comment, and thank you so much for the super chat. It's much appreciated. Daniel's always been a big supporter of the channel, so thank you very much. And big up to everyone who's in the liking crew. 234 likes, 458 people in here, and we have got 4 more subscribers. So thank you very much. Let's get another 16 and get to 10,400. It's been a very quiet week on the subs front, just the 400 this week. So sorry, that sounds really entitled, but it was a lot more. Sorry, that sounds awful. Sorry. Shut up, Savva. Bobby, let me come to you. Kulu. Listen, I get a lot of stick for my opinion on Kulu. I've not been impressed with him for over a year now. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to call it. I know he scored. He got in the right position. Other than that, I thought it was largely anonymous. I don't know with this guy. This is different to Richie. Richie, I just don't rate. Kulu, I don't know. It almost feels like he's playing like someone that doesn't want to pull a hammy, or somebody that doesn't want to sprint because he's worried about pulling up. Do you know what I mean? It feels like he's really within himself.
Well, I see with him, first off, what I want to say about him is very simple. And he looks like a player that's just quicker to hit the brakes than hit the gas. In a system that Ange looks like he's trying to create, we need players that hit the gas and consistently push. And he's just always slowing things down, allowing the other team to get back and reposition themselves, cover up men and those lanes, those passing lanes close. So it's very frustrating to me. I already called for hoping that on against Fulham, I would love to see Solomon on the left, Sonny in the middle, and Porro on the right. I'd love to just see all pace up at the front there and see what happens. I don't think this kid's going to cut it in the Ange system. And the only reason that he's still there is because maybe Solomon's just not fully up to speed yet, or maybe he's even less quality than Kulu, which is going to be a very major concern on that wing then. That's what the issue is. That's why, I know a lot of people screaming for a winger. Well, Orban kind of checks all those boxes if we get him, if you're listening, Mr. Levy.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? I mean, Kate, when you look at it, I feel like you can have one of your 2 wide men in the system that can't beat a man and cuts in. Mm-hmm. I feel like at the moment we've got 2 that can't beat a man and cut in. And I feel that we need one of them to be able to beat his man and whip a ball in. And it's worrying that the only person that can do that is a 34-year-old Paris. Is he 34
37,
now?
isn't he? 36,
37, isn't he? Don't know what he is. I mean, how old is he? People in the chat, let us know. But
I'm looking it up right now because I'm freaking curious now. I thought he was 407.
And maybe that's why we've been linked, Kate, with the likes of, obviously I know Brennan Johnson got injured today, but we've been linked with Pepe as well. Maybe that's why we've been linked with these
he's 34, you're right.
young players.
No, you got it.
Yeah,
34.
possibly. I mean, for me, Kulu in the first half, he was invisible. Really, didn't seem to do anything. And the goal he scored, he was just right place, right time. I think more than anything.
Yep.
He doesn't do it for me. He had obviously when he first came to the club, he looked brilliant. But I think he's just a victim of Ange's system. To me, he just doesn't suit the system. He hasn't got the pace. I mean, I know Sean raves about him. Adrian raves about him. I hear a lot of people say,
Kulu?
Cool, yeah. What did you say, Savva? Sorry?
No. So when you were saying they rave about him, you're talking about Kulu, right?
Yeah.
Kulu.
Yeah. Yeah, they rave about Kulu and say, you don't see what he does off the ball. But for me, he's another one. He don't fit the system. Oh, look, Kuva's here.
Yeah, we talk about Kulu, and Kuva thinks we're talking about Kuva. What can you do?
You're not talking about... All right, I'm out of here.
Right, see you later, mate. Bye. Bye.
Wait. Plug your channel before you go.
Big up. Yes, listen, I will be dropping out in 1 second to refresh the chat every 8 or 9 minutes, unfortunately. Kuva, we're just talking about, but we're about to go on to the midfield, which should be a really positive chat. You and I talked about it before the game and at half time. Kulu got his goal, but again, for me, just in the wide areas, him and Sonny, especially in the first half, again, looking very predictable without any end product at all to their game. Is this concerning?
It's no better end product than scoring a goal, though, is there? So,
sure.
It glosses over a lot, doesn't it?
Sure.
There's a big feeling of disappointment with both Sonny and Kulusevski the last sort of season, really, isn't there? They dropped off from having that so spectacular burst of play each when Kulusevski first arrived. Sensational, my favourite player in the team, without doubt.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge Harry Kane fan, but Kulusevski was blowing him apart in terms of excitement levels and just beating players and skills and creating. And always thought maybe he should shoot a bit more. So it just all went, didn't it? It's strange. So good to see him on the score sheet. I'm hopeful. Yep. It's a sign of him getting more involved at the business end of the pitch, which is scoring goals, creating goals, and doing his part for the team. But he's been kind of quiet. Savva and I were talking about him almost being like a defensive winger in recent games. It's not really his forte, is it? Although, having said that, his stats probably back it up with that. He does win the ball back quite a lot. He's a strong player to have like that end of the pitch.
Yeah, listen, Donna Cullen, oh my God, Savage calls me, oh my God, what a weird thing to say. But big up, listen, just quickly. So this guy
brought it up.
I didn't mean to. I'm just bringing up comments. I don't read them before I bring them up. Just quickly, guys, we're going to veer away before we talk about Tottenham's midfield. So this guy was the best man at my wedding. And you can see there's a picture of me in the middle there in a West Ham shirt, if you look very closely. Yes, that was my stag do, me in a West Ham shirt. Not good times. But Sam Perfect, and that is actually his surname, has asked, and big up to you, Sam. He's full of it today after West Ham won. I said, who has had the better transfer window after selling their best player? West Ham or Spurs? Now, let's break it down, right? So Spurs have what? We've sold Kane, and for the first team, we've bought in Vicario, Solomon, Van der Ven, and Maddison. West Ham have sold Declan Rice, and they've bought in James Ward-Prowse. They've bought in Edson Alvarez. They've bought in Kudus. Who has had the best window?
Us,
easily.
Maddison, Van der Ven. That's it. They're magical.
There you go.
Are we not giving any credit? I'm just trying to create a debate. We're not going to give anything to West Ham here at all.
No, absolutely no credit.
I don't think as easy as
No,
that.
I'll give them credit.
Yeah, I don't think it's as easy as that.
No. I'll give them credit. Well done for fleecing Arsenal for 105 for Rice.
I mean, James
Way to
Ward-Prowse
pull their
coming
pants
in
right
ground running
down.
for them.
He gave it to him good. That's what he said.
Let's be realistic.
Hammered
They're
that
just a
arse.
horrible little club that got lucky last season. No, cool. In
Scared them away,
being serious, Kudus could be a great signing for them.
Yeah,
I've seen him play for Ajax because Ajax is one of my. It's basically my second team. Me and Danny Keriaka watch him loads of the time. Now Kudus has. He's got everything. He's exciting. He can really powerfully dribble with the ball. He's got a cracking shot. His biggest trouble is he does tend to pick up some serious injuries, and they keep him out for months at a time. It's always been the biggest gripe with it, and it's to the point where Ajax didn't really know what to do with him. He never really established himself as any particular position. They just knew there's something about him. They want him in the team. If they managed to harness that at West Ham, they got a hell of a player on their hands. But there are doubts. That's probably why he's come over. He's
Just quickly, Kuva. Sorry, just for anyone that has joined and wonders why I keep dropping out every 5 minutes and coming back in, YouTube and StreamYard aren't syncing up together. So what it does is it will give me all of the comments and super chats that have happened between when the last time I dropped out and came back in, and then now it won't give me anything at 8:50 onwards. So in about 8:58, I'll have to drop out, come back in so that I can see the comments. And also during that time, I'd love to, we have had Margot Robbie in the chat. Big up Margot is back with a bang. I said, Savva is only mine. Say it, Savva. Tell this Donna. There's a war going on for me. I've never had this in my life. To which Donna has said, your husky voice and nice beard. Just absolutely weird stuff going on for a football
she might
channel.
Be talking to Kate.
Oh, you cheeky bitch. Why we talk to you? Without a beard.
And of which Jim has come in and said, I admit defeat, get rid of Richie, and a kiss for Kate. Oh, it's so...
Again with the Kate love. Again with the Kate love. This guy, Mods, what are you doing?
So that's the reason why if I drop out and come back in, that is the reason why people, it is YouTube and StreamYard. And by the way, I without going back in and refreshing it, I'm not going to do that right now. Donna Cullen has put in another super chat, and I will bring it up later, but it says, Margot Robbie, I've been giving Mr. Savva the company while you were busy being a Barbie. Keep your hands off him. Now you come looking for him. I don't know what's going on. I thought this was a football YouTube channel, but it's gone all a little bit weird. Keep smashing the likes, people.
I love weird. Girls, keep at it. Send those super chats.
I love weird, says Bobby K.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Bobby and I are not used to this level of unprofessionalism on screen.
No, I did think that.
Can you try to keep it clean,
Yeah, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry from the two most professional, clean-cut guys on YouTube.
He's talking about us.
He is talking about you guys.
Anything. If it's about us, it's great, isn't it?
That's right. Should we get him to plug our channel?
Earlier on, I was thinking to myself, should we bring both Kuva and Bobby on? What could go wrong? They're good fun, aren't they? Guys.
Doing it again, it's us.
Girls. Right, listen. Let's talk the midfield. On a serious note, the midfield, again, this is 3 games in a row that our midfield has completely dictated. Sarr, Maddison, Basuma. I think they were all excellent again today. Maddison, for me, more than the others. Let me start with you, Kate. What did you think about the midfield? Who impressed you? What are they doing that we simply weren't doing this time last year?
For me, Maddison was the best this week. Obviously, Basuma's still brilliant, but he's been superb the last couple of weeks. So was man of the match. But for me, Maddison just pulled the strings with everything today, controlled the whole game. He was the most creative player. He's just he just looks like, and I keep saying it, and it's so cheesy, but he does look like he was born to play for Spurs. He's slotted in so well, and he was over to the fans before the game, and he was clapping all the fans, getting everyone G'd up. You can see he's having the time of his life at Spurs, and I just thought he was phenomenal today, unplayable at times, just completely unplayable, and just basically created everything good and creative came from him, in my opinion.
I agree. Bobby, James Maddison, lots of people from the Leicester fan base were telling me, oh, you're going to be disappointed. He goes missing a lot. He doesn't work hard. 3 games in, but that's not the guy we're seeing, is it?
Well, no, because he was expected to do a lot more at Leicester, wasn't he? So maybe he just got fed up of having to be the workhorse and the engine and not getting the support system around him. Dare I liken it to the Harry Kane situation with us, where he got fed up of being the workhorse and the engine and moved on. So now he's moved on to greener pastures. Lucky for us, the grass is greener on the other side for Maddison right now. He's playing great football. He looks like he's enjoying his football. He's, like Kate already said, he's slotted right in. And finally, with Basuma and Maddison, we have gone and replaced players in Dembele and Eriksen. So it only took us 4 and 5 years to do that. So, great progress, just at a very, very slow rate. I just think that they're only going to get better together. Sarr, such a young player coming in and playing with a smile as well. The way they're playing together, all of them, it is nice to see. But I am concerned that when we did switch them all out, and the likes of Skip and Lo Celso and everything came in, it went completely different there. But Højbjerg looked great back there. He came in, did his job, held that back line, and stood in front of everybody like a brick wall. I just hope that Lo Celso and Skip can get up to speed as well and just add to this combination that's looking so good right now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Kuva, before we move on to the other two, James Maddison is everything that we have not had at this club since Christian Eriksen left. In terms of passing, vision, driving forward from attacking midfield. He'll add goals. He's already got 1 goal, 2 assists in 3 games. This guy's a real player, isn't he?
3 games in, Spurs legend. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. We've been that starved of this sort of player that everything he does is just magical. Kate's right. He was pulling all the strings and everything. I'll look at it, Sarr and Basuma are basically the fantastic engine room we got in that midfield now, and Maddison, he's just basically at the helm. He's steering us in the right direction when we're going forward. I feel like there's shape, there's purpose to the team, there's focus, there's always something happening. The way he can find space is unreal. It's like other people don't have him on the radar. They can't fathom that he's on the pitch. He's always got time to get the ball and make something happen. At the heart of absolutely everything, and quite rightly, he should be. He's on fire at the moment. Long may it last. If he carries on at this rate this season, probably, it's going to be a shout for Player of the Year.
I mean, so let me
getting carried away 3 games in, but why not?
Why not? Why not? It's been a long time since we've been able to get carried away like this. Let me ask you all then. Obviously, we've got Fulham Tuesday night. And I've already seen lots of comments saying, rest Maddison against Fulham, rest Van de Ven against Fulham, rest Doji, rest... I feel like this is going to be a damned if you do, a damned if you don't from Postecoglou's point of view. If you rest those players and we get knocked out, that's going to be the first thing that puts him in for criticism with fans that we're asking him to do that if we don't go through. Would you keep the same team, considering there's only 1 more game after that before a 2-week international break?
100%. Sorry, Kuva, to jump in, but as I'm a lady, I thought I'd go first.
Hey.
Don't let her bully you, Coobs.
Yeah, I know. This is outrageous.
Did this shit on our show too.
I forgot what I was going to say.
See, exactly.
Absolutely, we should play the same team. We should play the same team.
Yes, absolutely, we should play the same team. The whole point, senior moment, the whole point of this season is we want to have a good cup run. That's, it's a massive thing. The previous managers have just disregarded. Even Poch always used to change the team, put out a weaker team. We've got to put out our best team if we want to get even to a final, you've got to play your best team. And they're all playing so well together, it'd be criminal to break it up. So for me, it's got to be the same team if they're all fit and well. Over to Bobby.
Cooves was about to jump in anyway, so by all means.
Sorry.
No,
I won't stomp him down and cut him off the way you did.
Yeah, that's right.
By the way, guys and girls, keep it clean in the chat. I can see an argument brewing between two people that I both like. So keep it cool, guys.
Who are they? Let me check the chat.
Just keep it cool. It's Saturday night. Everyone's here having a laugh. Spurs have won. If it wasn't for Brighton going un-Brighton like, we'd be top of the league. Let's keep it all cool. It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. Keep the love going.
Savva, we were 90
keep
minutes.
Subscribing. We are now 11 away from 10,400. So keep going. And over to Bobby K. Tuesday night, Fulham. What do you do?
We're going to Norwegian Bobby K. Coops.
Go on then. For me, you just pick players that if they are up and fit and ready and look like they're, ready to go, play them. Play best team. At the end of the day, we call out for this season after season trophies. It'll be criminal to start throwing them away again. We're not in that position. We're currently in a position where we haven't even got European football, and we're going to throw away a domestic cup as well. No chance. Get on it. Let's have this. Let's stuff both of those domestic cups in the trophy cabinet this season. I think play our strongest team. You just change the team up if players are physically tired or mentally drained, and Postecoglou can see it on the training pitch. He will know when to drop a player. The players will be up for it. You think James Maddison's going to say, "Oh no, have a rest now"? He's just scored a goal. He's got assists already this season. He's having a great time. He's going to want to play. Who isn't going to want to play at the moment?
Yeah.
It's just keep going. Just keep going. He says, the manager himself says, we never stop.
Yeah.
I believe in that. Let's just go. If the only thing that's going to rob us of anything this season is clearly VAR and that constant conspiracy by everything in football that stops us from winning the quadruple every year.
And Kuva, just quickly before I ask you a follow-up question to that, guys and girls, keep smashing the like button. Come on, 267 likes, 467 of you in here. Smash that like button, people. It's absolutely free. Also, do what Ben K says. Ben K's in charge. Call it. It's a chilled Saturday evening, people.
Drop your hammer, Benny.
Yeah, absolutely. Kuva, the one thing I'd say about that as well is he took off Maddison after about 71, 72 minutes. Mm-hmm. That for me would suggest, obviously, we know he hasn't trained all week, but that for me would suggest Fulham in mind, that he's thinking about him for that game.
Absolutely. From the way I was looking at it, very good things when he did that, because it meant he's got trust in the players he was bringing onto the pitch, and he thinks he can rest them for this game ahead. It is a bit of game management. You have to a certain extent, but there's ways to do it, isn't there? You at least start strong, get the game in the bag, then bring the players off when you think you've got it under control. We did have it under control. The players that came on weren't spectacular, but they did exactly what was needed. Snuff out any threats for the rest of the game, take the points, go home, get out the silver polish.
Yeah, pretty much what Kuva said. Start with your best 11. The only switch I'd want to see is Kulu for Porro, which I'm just going to keep screaming for, because I just want to see more pace, or somebody that actually takes a man on at least one side of the field, or switch Richie and Sonny around. Just something along that front three. Other than that, everything behind the ball, behind them has been fantastic. They're playing well. Everybody's clicking. They're starting to gel. Why stop that? There's momentum building. You don't stop a moving train. So with the break coming up, like Kate said, let these boys get out there and earn their paycheck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Please calm down, people. Calm down. I think this started by talking about Sonny. It's not that deep, right? It's really not that deep. It's Saturday night. We're bringing Saturday night vibes. I remember Saturday night on YouTube used to be chilled out, and there was no rows. And who can I start a row with on the panel? Probably, looking at you all, it would be Bobby K. No, I don't think it would be you, Kate. I think it would be Bobby K.
No, come on. Let's pick on Kate for not having a beard.
Sure. Conveniently, everybody, you will notice who Savva picked.
Yeah, yes.
One brown guy on the panel.
Do you know what, right? Every time I stream, I go back, I look at my WhatsApps after I finish streaming. There's always one from Bobby K going, oh, yeah, all the white people again.
No,
Yeah,
shiny white army. I called the last one.
Yeah, the shiny white army.
Yeah. I looked at the screen and it was just like, oh my God, I was looking at Simon Cowell's teeth or something. It was so bright and white. Yeah.
Oh, the shiny white army. All right, let's kick Bobby K out. How do we do that? Look, let's talk, guys and girls. Honestly, let's talk about the other two as well. Ibasuma, this guy. I now understand why in pre-season, when they did that kind of intro video for him, even though he signed last summer, they did a new intro video for him this summer, didn't they? And everyone was like, why? That's normally for new signings. Was that literally them saying this is Basuma being reborn? Like, I don't know what you guys think. He looks just ridiculous. He looks so good.
Go on, Coov. I'll let you go first.
No, I know my place now.
Go on, Kate. Go on, Kate.
I mean, I said I was talking to Sean about it earlier because I said he's previously been sort of right up here, and he wasn't quite as good as he's been for the last 2 weeks, but he was still fantastic.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say is when he picked up his booking, I thought he changed his game a little bit, and I did when he used to play for Brighton, he did used to get carded quite a lot, and I don't know if it sort of concerned him a little bit, so I did notice his game change a little bit. But again, he was so good. He toyed around with Bournemouth at some points in the first half, and it's things you love to see. He is like a new signing. What a player! And Conte should be held for crimes against football for what he done to that man last season. Outrageous.
Yeah.
Nice.
Big up Sam's back in the chat saying I watched Orban twice last season against West Ham and he is not a top player. Would not get in at West Ham ahead of Antonio.
Ooh.
Oh my days. Sam,
Okay.
I love you, dude, but I mean, listen, let's not get excited because Antonio's scored a couple of goals, shall we? Let me remind you, he's a right back, right? He's a right back, all right? Let's remember that. Yeah, I mean, Kuva, Basuma and Sarr, I mean, they look like they've been playing together for years. The partnership just works, doesn't it? And both were here last year. There's no excuse. Both were here last year.
Yeah, it's what we've been talking about. We talked about it at half-time, didn't we, on your watch along?
Yeah.
It does seem like one of those old school midfield partnerships where they know between each other. When one goes forward, the other one just drops back, holds the fort, and vice versa. They work well as a tandem, and I think they're just looking better and better all the time. It's like we've got Basuma strutting his stuff now, and for me, I think Sarr's like the sort of baby Basuma. He's sort of growing into that kind of player. He's starting to get more and more aggressive and dominant with what he does on and off the ball. I think we're in for a great ride with these two sticking in the midfield, Maddison ahead of them. I really do. The way Udogie and Porro are playing as well. We've got the flanks covered. The central defence is looking good. Goalkeeper's looking good. Just unfortunately, just need Richarlison to start doing something. That's a bad one as well. I've got to say about it. You probably obviously would have talked about him earlier, but or have you? I don't know.
We touched upon him, but feel free to have your say. While you're having your say, I am going to dip out and dip back in.
No
I'll be
problem.
10 seconds.
Yeah, I kind of felt sorry for Richarlison at half-time because I thought he was trying to do all of the right things. That he was getting into spaces where if the ball had arrived, he was in the right place. Some things were just, if I had just a half a yard extra pace on the ball, we could have hit it first time rather than having a cut inside. I thought he was really unlucky. And I said all of that at half-time. Then he comes out in the second half and, oh, God, it's stupid. Like calamity. And as soon as he messed up the first time, it's like all of his confidence suddenly went. He had to be taken off. And it's really sad to see when that happens to a player on your team, isn't it? I mean, nobody gets a kick out of really bashing a player because they're doing badly. You want them to improve. You want them to be all competing for places, and then when they come in, thrive. But he's having a hard time at the moment. It's really difficult to try and justify his place. But what do? Completely make him an outcast. How's that going to help anybody? I think we might need to persevere with him a little bit longer. Just see if we can see if we can do it. The fact is,
I didn't say it. I didn't say it, Bobby K. I didn't say it.
That's your mod, though, right? That's your mod, right? Oh, wait, I'm a mod here, too. Never mind.
Anybody watching, that is our mate Mark, and we're always joking.
That's our buddy. That's our buddy.
But by the way, that's your mate Mark, who all summer, Poch today. Poch who? Who? Oh, how the flips flop. Do you know what I mean? How the flippity floppities flip flop flop. No one though is as big a flip flop as Ange Postecoglou. He's got to be the biggest flip flop in the community, isn't he? Him or Kiriakou. Who do you reckon?
I mean, Sean has his moments.
Oh, are you calling out Sean?
Mr. Flip flop, yeah. No.
Oh wow.
No.
Oh wow. Hopefully he'll appear.
No, I don't think Sean's a flip flop. I think he's just consistently wrong.
Oh, come on. I love Sean. I love Sean. He's got me and oh look. Look, by magic. By magic.
Pulled him out and here he is.
Flippity floppity. Flippity floppity.
What I did is I looked in the mirror and I said finance guy 3 times. There he is.
Oh my God. By the way, guys and girls, I'll come to Sean in a minute. Please stop fighting in the chat. I feel like the thing you two are fighting about is so silly. Come on, let's all relax.
It involved me as well. It's all forgotten. It's done. It was fine. It's all forgotten. It's done.
Good. And by the way, there's another. We've got an argument going on via Super Chat. I mean, this is only good for me. This is good for me. Donna Cullen's hit back, saying, "Are all men on stream clean cut?"
No, I was never circumcised.
Then has said, "Tell Margot she is the one starting the fight." Margot's come back and said, "Donna, you are on with a man of your son's age." Don Cullen's come back and said, "Margot, I'm beautiful still and Savva is mine." I don't know what's going on. I don't know who these people are, but I love it. And Orox Beats brings a little bit of calm and a little bit of, I don't even know if this stream's ever going to be called sensible, but big up Orox Beats, who's, I think he's going to start a channel soon as well. So as I said, message me, hit me up. I'll help you get this set up. I said, we must go to Fulham. Kidnap. Oh, I thought it was going to be sensible, and then he's talking about kidnapping. Kidnap Adebayo and leave Dier there. Get Tom Clancy to help with this covert operation. Otherwise, Fulham are tough to beat away. Fulham were tough to beat. Fulham were tough for Arsenal to beat at home today. Sean, I'm going to try and bring you in for a little bit of serenity and calmness because it's been absolutely mental. Sean, we were talking about the midfield. We were talking about Maddison, Basuma, Sarr, and then obviously talking about the forward line with Richie. Just give me your thoughts, mate. I saw a bit of what you said earlier on, but another really good display from Tottenham Hotspur, barring the first 5 minutes and the first 15 of the second half, I thought.
I'd add the last 10, 15 minutes of the first half as well. I thought there was 3/3 to the game. I thought we had the first third, apart from the opening couple of minutes. I thought they had the third that hugged the halftime interval, and then I think as soon as we got our second goal, we dominated. But certainly it wasn't perfect again. But yeah, just a joy to watch some of the balls, some of the football that's being played is superb. Very, very few negatives, many more positives. And, when you look around, I've been spending the afternoon watching the other games, the other teams.
Yeah.
I think everybody is beatable. I don't think there's any... I think Tottenham are playing the best football. Didn't expect to see Brighton get smashed. And we'll see how Newcastle do tomorrow. But at the moment, you look around, and I know, obviously, Manchester City, they always start slow. But Arsenal look very, vulnerable, weak. Arsenal looks sloppy. Manchester United look like they've stolen 4 points of the 6 that they've had. Right, Brighton get dumped on by West Ham, a team that a lot of people thought, might be struggling without Declan Rice to even stay in the league, and they've obviously, gone out and bought really well. I think that the obviously it's super early days and things will calm down, but I think Tottenham are playing the best football in the league right now. And, I think our defence looks so secure. And all the plaudits today go to obviously going away and winning 2-0. But the back line today was just phenomenal, including Vicario. Yeah. Everything that was asked of Vicario, he handled. I thought Pedro Porro was superb. I thought Romero was phenomenal. Romero won every single... We went through it, didn't we, Kate and Bobby, on the... looked at the stats, right? Every single duel that he was involved in, aerial, ground duel, offensive duel, tackles, interceptions, clearances, every single thing he did, he won. Everything.
Yeah, he was excellent today.
He was absolutely excellent. And then next to him, you've got Van der Ven, who just looks like an absolute baller.
Doesn't he just look like... By the way, I will drop out in a minute and come back in. Sorry, Sean. You know when the StreamYard and YouTube don't sync up? It's so annoying. And otherwise, I won't be able to bring up any comments. I watched, and I'll ask Sean, and then you guys can go round on this. I watched Van der Ven again today, and for someone who's only 22, first 3 games in the league, he looks so calm, so assured. And for me, he just looks like a young, tall, quick Vertonghen. He just looks like Vertonghen.
Yeah, he's got that Central European desire to drive with the ball. He looks like he come from the Ajax youth team as well. When there's a little bit of space in front of him, he's not afraid to run with it. Really, really cool. And then next to him, when you've got Udogie, who's, I don't think I've ever seen a 19-year-old, 20-year-old human, how old, 20, 19, whatever he is,
20, yeah,
19, a human being who is that, like, built. He's built like a boxer, like an NFL sort of wide receiver. He's an absolute man mountain. And you know what? The only player on the park today who wanted to stand up to Philip Billing was Udogie, however you say his name. And I think that just the 4 of them look, whichever 4 you're looking at, they look to their left or they look to their right and they feel comfortable with the player they've got next to them on both sides. And I think it makes a world of difference. And we didn't have that last year. And then you go forward, you look forward and you've got Bissouma just controlling things, Pape Sarr with his long legs. I think Tottenham have got the foundation. Listen, call me a Louis Vuitton because you can carry me away if you want. I am getting carried away. I think Tottenham are capable this year. I just look around and think everybody else isn't that brilliant, and Tottenham look really composed. Things will happen. We're 1 injury away from looking bang average again. So want to get, let's not forget that. 1 injury in several places. If we lose Bissouma, we're in trouble. If we lose either Van der Ven or Romero, we're in trouble. If we lose Udogie, we're in trouble. If we lose Maddison, we're in trouble, because I didn't think that Lo Celso did anything when he came on. Like, we're 1 injury away to basically half the team, and we're in trouble because I don't think the depth is there. But if we get a bit of luck with injuries, I think we could do some things this year.
I think to that point, Sean, and I'll bring everyone else as well. I think one of the key things is the beginning of the season is, this sounds really obvious, but always a good time to have a good run, because the bigger teams, the so-called bigger teams, haven't found their feet. They never do this time of the season. It's normally, as I said, I think me, you and Henry were chatting about this earlier. It's normally about 9-10 games into the season. Everything settles down. The table starts to take a bit more shape. But right now, I think we've got to capitalise. I think we've really got to capitalise while some of these teams haven't got their shit together, right? And I think you're right. We are playing good football. I said to you earlier, I don't know what everyone else in here thinks. For me, this season, I'm writing off anyone else winning this league. I'm not even talking about title challenges. This is Man City's league. I can't see anyone else getting anywhere near them. I don't think anyone is good enough. Then I think it's going to be a dogfight between 2nd and 6th. And that's how close I think it could
2nd and 8th. Probably 3rd and 8th. Arsenal probably will get their shit together and we'll finish 2nd. But after that, 3rd down to 8th or 9th. I mean, Brentford are playing good football as well. So
they've done well.
You could put 9 teams that are not that, or sorry, 7 teams that are not that kind of far apart. It's going to be a fun season for sure. It's going to be a fun,
absolutely. Kate, just quickly before I come to you, come on, guys and girls, 542 of you in the chat, 296 likes. Keep liking, and we're only now 7 subscribers away from 10,400. So smash that subscribe button. And listen, there's going to be a lot of YouTube content creators this week bringing you the transfer deadline day stories for the last 7 days. So smash that like button. Subscribe to everyone on the panel. They all work tireless. Some of us work tirelessly for you behind the scenes. I just looked around and went,
mate. You're
Just
the
me.
only one who works 24 hours a day, bro.
you two down there, mate.
No, I don't. I just take my dog for
Me
a
and
walk.
Kuba
That's
throw
it.
our
That's all I
show
do.
together the day before.
Listen,
Nothing to do with me.
you got to remember, I'm playing catch up on about a year on people's channels, so I'm trying my best. But Kuva, let me come to you. Sean's got a good point, right? You know, we play some good football, and there's nothing to say we can't have an excellent season. But as I said to Bobby and Kate earlier on, I think this is the moment now where Daniel Levy needs to look at that risk factor, as Sean would say, and go, give this guy a couple more. Give this guy a couple of forwards that are the difference maker. This week now becomes so big because if we can see past the immediate, it's brilliant. And we can look at injuries. We can look at African Cup of Nations. We can look at the Asian Games. This is the moment that you've got to act so that we don't feel that 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks down the line.
You've got to feel that we must have some players in mind. It's just a case of getting rid of some of these players that we've struggled to at the moment. You kind of got this feeling it's going to end up with contracts being cancelled again. I really do.
So be it, mate. So be it. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. First thing I want to say though is big up Sean as well, because I remember last season we were talking about this. Wouldn't it be good to have a manager come in and give us just some football back, so we're not talking about all the crap that happens off the pitch?
Sure.
Hey,
And just,
you and I disagreed on so much under last season under Conte, but on a variety of different topics. The one thing you and I absolutely always agreed on, that the most important thing, first and foremost, the priority is to see better football, see good football.
Absolutely.
Everything else can come second, but without good football.
This is it. This is delusional stuff now, though, mate. I am so hyped for every game. We're winning every game from now on.
Yeah. The treble is
out and everything. This is just great stuff. So, but funny then, Savva trying to drag me back onto a Levy conversation. Shame.
I'm not. No, I'm not. Listen, this for me.
No, it's fine. It's
just quickly, Cooper. This for me shouldn't be a Levy conversation. This should be a Tottenham Football Club conversation of what as a club do we now do? Do we go, it's going to be fine, and look how well we've started? Or do we go, hang on, look how well we've started. Now imagine you had a couple of more layers, what could be achieved? And I'm not talking about winning the league before everyone thinks I think we're going to win the league. Right? But
you know what? Worst comes to worst, you look at some of the youngsters, how they're performing at the moment. I wouldn't be against them being drafted into the first team squad and given their chance when needed. You should have a bit of confidence in them, I think. We've failed to do that in the past. Perhaps that's the solution. Just get rid of some of these players that have been here for donkey's years, and the certain Mr. Dier, for example. And look at these players coming. The lad from we got from Blackburn, for example. He is young. Of course he is. It's going to be a steep learning curve for him. Have a bit of confidence in him. Why sign them if you don't think they can be good enough? It can't be just for the future and never dip into. I haven't seen what their talent's like. I'm confident in just what the manager's doing.
Not a third choice though, mate. We had this debate a few weeks ago, and it went. I got absolutely murdered by I think it was 800 people in the chat and about 900 people on Twitter, because I couldn't believe the chat was so one-sided. I was like, I'm going to go to the bastion of democracy and reasonable takes, also known as Twitter, and find out what the real people are saying. Asked exactly the same question, got exactly the same answer, and of course the poll was, if you had to pick a certain defender to play alongside Van der Ven against Manchester United, if you had to pick one, would it be Ashley Phillips to start against Rashford, start against United, or Eric Dier? And Phillips. I was like, of course you go with Eric Dier. It's like it's a rock and a hard place, but of course you go Eric Dier. And everyone's like, what? And I was like, what do you mean, what? It's obvious. And no, apparently not. Apparently I was in the 10% of people that thought Eric Dier deserved a little bit more credit.
I think we've seen enough of Dier to know that he can't do it. That's the harsh reality. Phillips, he's got the attributes, hasn't he? We just haven't really seen him. Well, we haven't seen him play in the Premiership. I'm okay with giving youngsters a chance.
Big up, Aaron. Big up.
So big up, mate. Yeah. So I'm just. It's brimming with confidence. There's a confidence about the team. There's a confidence within the fans now. There's a feel-good factor that we haven't had since Prime Potts years. And I'm not concerned too much if we're not getting big name signings in at the end here, as long as we've got an understanding. If there are youngsters stepping up to the plate, that give them a bit of slack. They're going to make a few mistakes. I'm okay with that. We're talking about building for the next 5-10 years, hopefully, not just for a couple of years and then yet another manager.
Yeah.
So let's get these youth in and let him work his magic. I feel really good about things at the moment. If we're doing it on a modest budget.
If we were to beat Fulham on Tuesday, right, comfortably, and then we go to Burnley and beat them, we then beat Sheffield United. If we then go to Arsenal and we get a draw, but we are commanding, and the overall takeaway, this sentiment is Arsenal were lucky. They got a lucky pen, or we were robbed of a late winner or whatever. Do we all then get ridiculously delusional once we've been challenged at one of the hardest places to go?
There.
Come away. We're already there. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
it's already in the.
They're just trying to find a way to try and postpone the game again, aren't they?
Yeah, what's that, Coof?
They'll just try and find a way to postpone the game again, won't they?
Yeah, exactly. You can't run. You can't run from Ange Ball. It's coming for you.
You can run, but you can't hide, gooners.
Oh, I think it'd be hilarious. Imagine if we go there and beat them, and we're 18 points, or we're 19 points from 21 after 7 games.
Look, listen, anything's possible. I think if you look at it, do you remember when the fixtures were first announced? And I remember everyone was looking at these first 7 games, and I think it was like Barry or Nick or whatever his name is today. He flip-flopped. He was meant to be coming on.
7. Barry said 7.
7 point exactly, Sean. He said 7.7 games. When you actually look at that now, we've done Brentford away. That's a tough game. They lost 2 games at home last season. Man United, I don't care if they've been poor this year. They're still Man United who finished in the Champions League positions. Bournemouth away is not an easy ground to go to. If we can get 6 points, 7 points from our next 3 league games, we set ourselves up wonderfully, don't we? Wonderfully for a top 4 challenge. For a top 4 challenge. I'm talking about setting up. I'm not saying it's definitely going to happen. I just feel that I don't know how many games you're going to get away with your forwards not firing. Like we said earlier, I just feel you need something in there. I think we need a winger who can beat his man. I think we need a forward whose first instinct is to get shots away. A little bit Jermaine Defoe-esque. Do you know what I mean? Whose first thought isn't, oh, what do I do? It's out your feet, bang. I just think you add those two to this team.
Jermaine Defoe in his prime coming into Tottenham right now would be the absolute trick, wouldn't it?
Oh,
just
my
what you need.
God.
Just what you need.
Oh, my God. Jermaine Defoe, Robbie Keane, one of those two playing in that forward area, pulling defenders about, would be amazing. But
imagine him playing up front with Richarlison. It'll be the world record amount of offside calls.
But do you know what? Do you know what, Kuva? At least Jermaine Defoe might have been offside a lot, but the times he wasn't, you knew the ball was hitting the back of the net. Yeah. With Richarlison, it don't matter if he's offside or not, right? He's not hitting the back of the net.
At the end of the day, those are the stats that really matter, aren't they? Goals.
Unfortunately, I mean, look, does anyone think that this week we will add to that forward line? I know we've talked about this a lot, but surely now we've seen 3 Premier League games where, let's be fair, other than Kulu coming in round the back today from 3 yards, the front 3 have looked absolutely, let's call it for what it is. They have looked toothless in front of goal. Right? Forget their all-round game, toothless in front of goal. Do we do anything? Let's go round. I'll start with you, Sean. Do we bring in a forward or 2 this window? Is it happening?
No, we're not going to get 2. I think we're going to get 2. I think maximum we're going to be able to get in is 2 players. I think one of them might happen later part of this, like Wednesday, Thursday, and you might get something happen on the actual deadline day. There's so much more to do, but I don't think we're going to get 2 forwards. I think we'll get 1 centre back and one forward. I don't know who. I'm intrigued by some of the names. I really like the fella from Feyenoord, Santiago Jimenez. I've done a lot of work looking into him. I think he's really, really cool player. Obviously, I like Orban. I think he makes the most sense from the numbers, like fitting into the squad. Don't particularly like Brennan Johnson, but I think the homegrown thing is probably an issue that we have to look at some point, but maybe not immediately. But there's
I think
lots
he
of
done his hamstring today, Sean. People are saying he did his hamstring.
Oh, okay. Well, that's that
Apparently
one.
so. I don't know. I didn't watch it, but apparently he did his hamstring.
You watch Gent now know that, and they'll go and put an extra 3 or 4 million now on Orban's price as a consequence because the options are running out, right? It's interesting though. Tosin Adarabioyo didn't start for Fulham today. Diop played in front of him, so I wonder if there's a reason for that. You know.
Yeah, I mean, anyone else? So, I mean, Sean thinks we'll get one up top, one centre half. Bobby, you straight away went like that when I said about getting in some forwards.
Sean's clearly deluded.
Sure, yeah, he's the flip-flop king, isn't he?
I'm trying to join you in delusion.
You guys make me look sane. Come on now.
And keep smashing the likes
right now.
Keep smashing the likes.
Savva, unless we clear out a little bit of dead wood, I don't think it's going to happen. I think Levy right now is going to be happy to sit back and rest on what we've already got and kind of sit back and see this as an accomplishment and think that, oh, yeah, I can lead this forward and I've got Ange and that's all we need. Where a majority of us want a little bit more and can see the progress and know that just with a little bit more, that progress could be significantly greater. So why not take that opportunity now that it's in front of us? I just don't think that unless we clear people and get wages out, especially the Ndombele, I think he's the bigger piece of the puzzle to get the hell out of here first, especially that massive wage before we start looking at players. I don't think they're going to do anything. It's just a numbers thing for me. But if the finance man is saying that, we're definitely going to get something in, then I hope Sean is right because he knows.
Is that how Sean's known now? The finance man? Is that what we're going with?
Well, I was just giving him a lot of credit, for an Indian guy to say you are the finance guru, you must be very good with numbers.
I prefer it to flip flop, but it's still a little bit.
Hey, flip flops are cozy if you get the right pair.
Yeah, they are.
Kate and Percy. Look at Percy. He's had enough. Percy, bless him. Kate, is anyone else coming in? We've got 6 days. 6 days now. It's gone from Kane's gone. We got 20 days to 6 days.
Yeah. Well, talking personally, I know what can happen in 6 minutes. So I'm pretty sure that within 6 days. Yeah.
What does that mean? Jim,
shout out to Jim.
Jim, how are you, Jim?
Shout out to Jim in the chat.
Shout out to 6 minute Jimbo. Big out.
It takes longer than 4.5 minutes to eat a pizza.
I'm with Sean. I think we'll get a striker and a centre back in. I wouldn't even. I would like to think we'd get 3, but I think we'll get 2.
Striker and a centre back. This seems to be the theme. Listen. Can I just ask, just quickly before I go to Kuva, Kate and Sean, you both said you think we will. Do we think this forward is going to be a centre forward or more of a wide forward with pace? Because lots of people are suggesting that might be the route Postecoglou wants to go down. And when I look at Sonny and Kulu, I can see why that he might want one that can beat a man. What do you two reckon?
I think it's two. I think if you go for an out-and-out forward, I think that an out-and-out 9, they're very hard to come by. I don't think you're going to find that there's going to be much wiggle room. It's late in the window. Anyone that sells a forward that they don't want to sell, a top quality number 9, where are they going to go and find a replacement? I think it's more likely you could go and get a forward because I also think you might be able to be a little bit more dynamic. I don't think that Sonny is disappointed, but he's gone central. I think he's handled it really well. I think that Kulu could do something a little bit different in that role as well. And obviously, you've still got Richarlison. Plus, you've got Veliz in the background waiting whenever he might get a chance at some point, and he is that target man for certain games. So I think that when you look at all the different factors, the variables, how difficult it's going to be to find the 9, how expensive it will be, and also what you already have and what you can do with it, then I think that probably either a utility forward that can play a little bit everywhere or someone that's more on the wings, more on the width.
Just to let you know, by the way, Fabrizio Romano has just broken the news that Man United have contacted Chelsea about possibly loaning Mark Cucurella at left back to
I
cover.
thought they'd be trying to give back some certain player they just signed.
Sure.
Yeah.
Please,
Look, we've already pulled our pants down over Mason Mount. Do us a favour, okay? We're in a lot of trouble here, mate.
Yeah. Also, in the last couple of hours, Everton have got the here we go for Beto. They've signed the striker Beto from Udinese for 35 million euros. If ever a team needed a centre forward more than us, it is Everton. And also, we have seen Kieran Tierney land in Spain to join on loan, and Amrabat again not called up for Fiorentina. Just thought I'd chuck that out there. Kate, centre forward or winger?
I don't know. I mean, to be honest, apart from Gift Orban, I haven't really seen us linked on Brennan Johnson, but it's all very quiet. I'm so hopeful, but at the same time, there's also this niggling. There's not even any rumours. Do you know what I mean? So it's really quite concerning. But then at the same time, I look at our squad and think that surely they can see we need something up front. We need defenders. But then, oh my God. Then we've been here so many times, so I'm not sure which way it will go. As Sean said, everybody that's selling a forward is going to put extra money on the price. Because Savva, you're a man in demand.
I'm a man in demand by a couple of blokes sitting behind their computers with pictures of females, right? Yeah. Oh, what a place to be that is. What a place to be. I'll send them my address and see what turns up at my house, shall I?
Hey, if your ego's enough, you'll want everybody fighting over you, mate.
Big up. Oh, wait, absolutely. Kuva, I'm going to quickly drop out, drop in. For you, centre forward, winger, centre back, are they coming in? Is Tosin Adarabioyo an option? What about the guy we've been linked with, Nelson? We've been linked with all window. Per Schurz we've been linked with. Yeah. What's going on, mate?
Oh, if we're going true to form, Nelson will be linked with. It'll be Ryan Nelson again, won't it? Him and Sahar coming through. No, for me, Gift Orban. Get him. He scores goals. It's one of these players that it doesn't matter which division in, they just know how to get the ball, give themselves a yard of space, and just smack the ball in the net. It's an art form, just pure goal scorers. There seems to be a dying art form nowadays because with the sort of versatility among the forward lines, Gift Orban is just somebody that knows where the net is and he can smack it in. There's a kind of a similarity to players like you always love these blasts from the shot pass, don't you, Savva? Remember Steve Bull at Wolves?
Yeah.
Start of the lowest division, bangs the goals in. Promoted, bangs the goals in. Promoted, bangs the goals in. Comes up to the top.
Great goal scorer.
Still bangs the goals in. You either got it or you haven't. It's a natural instinct. I think Gift Orban has that. He's a natural. He knows where the net is. We need somebody like that at the moment if the forwards aren't performing. Personally, I'd be happy to risk not getting another defender if it meant bringing in another player that's good at unlocking those difficult to break down defenses. Perhaps an Eze, somebody like that, those little bundle of tricks, or somebody with lightning pace. Just give us a few little extra options up front. Because you know me, I'm all about attacking. To hell with the defence. If the attack's right, we're going to have a fun time.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, guys and girls, I'm going to go for another 8 minutes, so don't worry. This isn't going to be a 24-hour stream or anything. Does anyone think there's lots of rumours around this Jota that was at Celtic? Apparently, he's coming back from Saudi Arabia. He knows Postecoglou's system, left-sided player, knows the ethos well. Any legs in that for anyone, or is this purely speculation because a player that once played for Postecoglou needs a club?
Wait. I'll go on quickly. I'll just say I think it's speculation because he had already made the decision to go over to Saudi. Why is he going to come here all of a sudden? Is it its ambition? I don't think so.
By the way, I take this with a pinch of salt. Whenever we say a manager gets what he wants, I mean, I think we've all supported this club long enough to know that that's not quite true. I like it as a theory, but it's not quite true. Anyone else? Jota, from the left. He's been with us. Lots of fans asking for Awinyi. Can't never pronounce his name. Of Forest. Give me some names, people, for the last 5-6 minutes. Where are we? Where are these forwards coming from? Where's these signings? Who's it going to be?
It might be a Don Paratici special. Dusan Vlahovic coming in last minute from Juve.
Dusan. Do you think? Yeah,
could be. Juventus need money. He hasn't hit the ground running over there. Don Paratici's got the relationship, the special relationship with Juventus. Probably enough money on the table for everyone to get a little slice of it under the table as well. Just what they want. It's what they like out there in Juve world, and it's what they like in Don Paratici's world. So, I don't know. I'd be surprised, but that's probably what Juve.
He's more likely now than he has been in the last couple of seasons, surely, isn't he?
Yeah, and look, if you can get him, you can get the Fiorentina version of Vlahovic. You've got an absolute baller.
Yeah,
I think the only reason that he's not working at Juve is because of Agnelli. Is it Agnelli? No,
Allegri. Do you know what? I watched them the other day, Sean. I think they were 2 or 3-0 up at half time. And do you know what? Listen, I'm not saying he's the complete forward, but he is a target man. And he does do a lot of the things that Richarlison wouldn't, in terms of holding up the ball, running in behind. And his goal record would suggest he does know where the net is, right? And he's still young, that he can be moulded. So I think that would be a big coup for me.
He's a big guy, isn't he? 6'2", 6'3", or something, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, well. Let's have a look at him. Go on, keep going, guys. Vlahovic.
No one's come in for Kelechi Iheanacho. You want to know the truth? He's 26, Premier League proven. I know he's not like the best striker since sliced bread, but his stats are all right. And I know Palace had a little interest in him, but for me, I'd have him over Richarlison all day long. He knows where the net is.
But he's just not consistent enough. I think he's like a Damari Gray that they have over there, where you flashes of brilliance, moments of greatness, and then all of a sudden it's just 2 or 3 games without anything, right? So,
but that could be because he's in a crap team.
I mean, we'll come back to Iheanacho in a second. I mean, look, this is Dusan Vlahovic in his career. What do we make of this, guys? I mean, he's got, at Fiorentina, certainly 21 in 37, 17 in 21 league games. Then he went to Juve and got 7 in 15, so 1 in 2. Then last year wasn't amazing, but a lot of people will tell you if they watch Italian football that this is more down to Allegri's style of play rather than what Dusan Vlahovic is. So these are some decent numbers, right, from a forward. These are decent, would you say?
Yeah. 76 in 162. That's a little under a goal every 2 games across his career. I think that Fiorentina played really good football in 2021, 2020, that sort of period. So it depends on what the number is. If they want like 70 million for him, then I think obviously pass. If they want like 40 million, I think he'd be it'd be an interesting player. He's still young as well, still fairly young. So
for me, it was Jonathan David, but I heard his price tag's closer around the same thing, around 60, isn't it?
So overrated, Jonathan David. I'd take him over Richarlison, but I'd take anybody over Richarlison.
Well, that's what it comes down to, right?
But that's not saying much. But I don't think Jonathan David is a particularly good.
I think he's like more like a Defoe or anything that might be able to come in, and at least he attacks. Like he just keeps
Is that Willem Defoe
as well.
By the way, that'll be the last time.
Start, okay, that's the next show.
That'll be the last time I go in and out, so we will drop the stream in about 3 or 4 minutes. Just quickly, a couple of super chats. Beats, who has said proposal, move Son to strike up by 2 wingers. Jota left wing. Nico Williams is a player I would love to see at Tottenham Hotspur. Just like CR7, Son has the same trajectory with age from left wing to striker. I mean, that's a big jump, Sonny to Ronaldo. But listen, I kind of agree with you in the sense that I think if we could go down that route, if you can't find an out-and-out goal scorer, guys, it might be worth getting some wide men and transitioning Sonny into the middle. I just think that he's so much better through the middle. And as I said to you all earlier, I think he's going to be a very good forward. I think now, unfortunately, on the left, he's a very average left-sided player. I don't think he scares a fullback on the left, but I think through the middle, his game is much better. But there was another super chat as well. I did see it. It was from Donna Cullen, of course it was, saying, put up a poll and ask if you can't decide between us. Oh, my God, just drop it already. I appreciate the super chats. But I'm not
Donna, Margot, settle down. He already said this is the last time he's coming in and out tonight.
Absolutely.
Let's talk of putting up polls as well.
But yeah, look, Dusan Vlahovic, he's just turned 23. He's just turned 23 in January, so he's a good age. He's a bit of a physical specimen. The likelihood, anybody? I mean, what would Juve want? We're saying they need money, Sean. What would Juve want for Vlahovic?
I don't know, maybe 50 million, something like that. Something 55. I don't know. Look, I mean, yeah, I don't see it happening. The only reason I threw it out there is because of Paratici and his ability to get a deal done late, and his relationship with Juve. But he might even be banned from working in Italy. I'm not entirely sure what his current status of like availability or access is. So I don't know, but I doubt it's going to happen. It's the last week of the window. Crazy things can happen. Crazy. Yeah. I used to love transfer deadline day. Harry Redknapp rocking up outside the Range Rover, talking to the Sky Sports guy. The blokes, the kids in the background waving dildos in the air. Although it was a brilliant part of my childhood, or my youth, and my younger years at least.
Sorry, did everyone else just hear that? Sean, the best part of Sean's childhood was dildos being waved around.
Yeah, no, children waving dildos in the air.
Children waving dildos around. Interesting.
Sean, you're on Savva's, not mine. I know I'm up in the corner here, but you're on Savva's, not mine.
All of this while Harry Redknapp was leaning out of a car window.
Yeah, absolutely.
What are you implying?
Absolutely. What was Harry Redknapp cajoling the children to do? Listen, big up to absolutely everyone. I do want to leave the stream there. It's been really, really enjoyable. I've really, really enjoyed it. So thank you for all choosing to spend or me forcing you to spend some of your Saturday night with me. Sean, tell people what have you got going on? When are you next live? What's happening, mate?
Spurs Talk Show. You can find me there live. I don't know, maybe tomorrow. If not, then Monday or something. But dog walks for sure. Dog walks definitely happening soon.
And will you be joining the Spurs review tomorrow night?
Should be, mate. I should be. I have to talk to you about that backstage, but I should be. Planning to be there.
And big up everyone. You all know where to find Sean. Go and subscribe to Spurs Sean at the Spurs at Sean Talk Show. Sean at Spurs Talk Show. Kate, talk to me. Thanks for coming on. And where can people find you? And when are you next streaming?
Thanks for having me on. I was actually streaming at 9 o'clock, but I'm a bit late. No, I put my show back till 10. So
good.
I'm on at 10 with Bobby and Kuva and Ben. Just it's a movie show tonight. It's nothing football. But I'm on Monday to Friday, 1 till 2, and other times I might pop up. And if anyone invites me on, I've only been waiting for weeks for Savva to invite me on. I thought I might have to grow a beard to get an invitation, but I shaved today, so I was still allowed on.
Listen, it's once you get into the 10K crew, we change. Our demeanor changes, our attitude changes. We hate everybody. We become racist, sexist. It's just what we do. There's a little gang
around arrogant people. Really, once you get
big time crew, Kate. Big time.
Yeah, okay. Absolutely.
So you know what, Kate? Us little minnows should appreciate the fact that we got to swim with the big fish in the ocean today. Okay.
Yeah, I do appreciate it.
A little bit of gratitude every now and again.
Sorry, thank you, Sean and Savva. Thank you so much. Thank you.
If you've lost,
thank you so much.
If you've lost my direct debit details for paying to come on and stream with me, I'll ping them over to you. But big up, thanks. On a serious note, thanks for coming on, Kate. Oh God, who shall I pick last? I'll start with Bobby because otherwise I'll get accused of being racist. Bobby.
Oh, you knew it was lined up. I was waiting for it too.
I know.
I'm still going to call you racist because what do you got against my Scandinavian sex pot over there?
I've heard Kuba called many things. Scandinavian sex pot. Big up. Tell the people where they can find you and tell them to like and subscribe. We should be on 10,400. Come on.
Come on. Again, I'll redo the pitch again. Please do like and subscribe. It is free. It is the only place in the world where an Indian man will give you something for free. Please do not show this to any of my family. My father sees me giving away free shit. But right now, take advantage, okay? It's a button. Click at the back of the button. Push at the back of the button. One button. Very simple. For us, 3 Spurs boys, names right there, number 3 in Spurs boys. Me and Kuva have our bi-weekly Saturday show where we like to sit down. We talk a little bit about that football stuff, and Kuva actually wants to start talking about football again, so double bonus over there. And we have a few games and a little bit of a laugh. The kids are back on. The other 2 of the 3 Spurs boys there, the boys are now doing a weekly recap show. You can catch them here. That's mostly likely going to be on Tuesdays after all the weekend results are done. So appreciate you having me on, Savva. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I do my bit for the community. Kuva, the Scandinavian sex pot, apparently. Where can people find you? Are you falling back in love with football? And is the treble on?
Of course, the treble's on. It's the quadruple, isn't it? Because we won that pre-season tournament.
Tiger Cup.
Tiger Cup.
They all can.
By the way, how pokey was that trophy? That trophy looked like it had cost about $7.99.
Look like this.
Look, we're starved, mate. A trophy's a trophy, all right? So we're taking it.
I'm not even sure that trophy was metallic. I'm pretty sure it was
yeah, we're working on it. We still need to assemble the old, and I mean it, MFI trophy cabinet. Forget IKEA.
MFI.
We bought it that long ago. You can't even return it anymore.
It's been in storage for so long. I forgot what we're talking about now. It doesn't matter. End of the day, it's all fun and games now. Loving the football. We're talking about stuff on the pitch. That's what's more fun, isn't it? Just seeing how the team's doing, getting excited about it. Full on delusion train. Love it. Absolutely love it. Let's have more streams where we're all on here, just wowing at the team. That's what it's all about. Excitement.
Absolutely. Listen, thank you very much to everyone. I am going to go and spend some time with my wife. She can't believe it either.
Sorry, Donna.
Sorry, ladies in the chat. Calm down. Don't worry. If I keep streaming at this rate, I will be back on the market soon. So keep the interest. Yeah, like Spurs monitoring a player. Keep the interest. You never know. I might be about successful as Mason Mount at Man United. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Thank you, Kuva. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you, Kate. Thank you for all the super chats. Thank you for all the infighting. And guys and girls, please smash the like button before you go. We should be on 400 likes easily. And we're now 6 subscribers away from 10,400. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. for an hour. And then I'll be doing the Spurs review at 8 p.m. Much love. Take care. And as always, anyone want to take it out with whatever you want to say?
Spurs!
Thanking you. Have a lovely evening. Come on, you Tottenham.